Let me get a boneless pizza with a 2-liter of Coke.
Hey everyone, it's Jumping Around the Gamer here, back again with another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to the video SCP-1013. It's by the channel TheVolgun. Please make sure to subscribe to them and to like the original video. This is the Cockatrice. It is a Keter class SCP, and it's a Predator/Reptile. Without further ado, get right on into the video. Let's put full screen on. SCP-1013 Cockatrice. Yeah, the Volgun's always had good videos. Right.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Let's see, volume should be good. Yeah.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-1013. Object class, Keter.
Keter. So, if you are unfamiliar with SCP lore, the object class does not necessarily refer to the danger of the SCP itself. For example, something classified as being safe may still pose a danger. So, for example, a bottle of pills, SCP-500, the ultimate cure. That would be a safe class SCP. While it is also safe, it doesn't pose any danger to people. The reason it's classified as safe is because it's a bottle of pills. It's not like you just grow legs and walk out of the containment cell. So it's kept in there, and then of course there's only a limited supply of those. For example, can't think of another one. You get the idea. SCP-1013 is Euclid class. Of course, it's a bit hard to contain. Can't move within a direct line of sight. Also, it's kept in its own containment cell, and you get the idea. Object class doesn't necessarily refer to the danger. I've been rambling on for too long.
Special Containment Procedures.
Okay.
Standard safety procedures for visually-reactive items, ED8, are to be posted at all times. Any staff entering the containment area are to review this document before entering. Any staff entering the containment area are to wear the AR-68 Armoured Variant hazmat suit.
Armored hazmat suit? Damn. This thing must be pretty dangerous then. Okay.
Staff exiting the area with damaged suits are to be remanded to quarantine for 1 hour. Staff becoming paralyzed during cleaning, feeding, or testing cycles are to be immediately removed and remanded to medical custody until 5 hours after recovery.
Okay.
SCP-1013 is to be fed once.
Well, if you know the actual myth of the Cockatrice, not sure how similar or different this SCP is to that myth, but the original Cockatrice could turn things to stone if this person looked at it, or I think that's it. I have no idea how similar this SCP is to the original.
It's daily, consisting of one small mammal, for example rabbit, large rat, cat, or dog. This feeding
how big's a rat?
is only to take place if there are no calcified remains still within the containment area.
So, feeding only takes place if there's no skeletons in there from, previous prey.
Calcified remains that are no longer actively being fed upon are to be removed and disposed of via incineration. Hazmat protocols are to be observed during the disposal process. Test subject remains may be taken into the containment area for feeding purposes only when standard feeding practice cannot be observed.
Let's see.
Staff succumbing to SCP-1013 pre-feeding effects are to be removed and disposed of. All remains must be disposed of within 1 hour of final calcification.
Interesting. Staff succumbing to the pre-feeding effects and just gotten rid of.
Description.
Right, let's just see what this thing is.
SCP-1013 appears to be a small reptile with a distinctly avian head. A wide frill extends from the base of the head and can be flared out via bony spines radiating through the frill from the neck. The body appears similar to most common reptiles, with the exception of the head and abnormally long tail, while the
kind of like a frilled lizard. It's got the head of a bird.
The main body is only 60 centimeters long. The tail is nearly 121 centimeters and exceptional.
The tail's longer than its own body. I mean, 60 centimeters is only it's like roughly 2 feet. It's 121 centimeters, just double that. It's 4 feet long. Give or take.
Flexible. SCP-1013 has been observed to use this tail to trip and distract large prey. The head of SCP-1013 is distinctive, appearing to be that of a male chicken on first viewing. However, SCP-1013 does not possess any standard avian markers beside these superficial resemblance.
Right, so it only looks like a bird, it isn't. It's got the, well, kind of, the similar features.
The beak is serrated and appears to possess very basic, needle-like teeth. These are used only in feeding and are not to be used in any way to hunt prey. The head also lacks any feathers and has an enlarged wattle. SCP-1013 hunts by projecting a form of unknown radiation, wave or mimetic force into prey items, making eye contact with SCP-1013.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, the original Cockatrice turned things to stone. You looked at it, and this entity seems to go by the same concept, at least. The idea, though, I don't know if it actually turns to stone. Yeah, the cause is full paralysis.
1013. Yeah, subjects report a sudden stabbing pain in most major muscle groups, with full paralysis setting in within
right, so yeah, it's essentially the same.
3 seconds. This paralysis continues for 8 minutes, with full recovery after 10. Paralyzed subject.
8 minutes. Yeah, well, despite how short that is, I think that's probably all that the Cockatrice needs to begin feeding.
Are then bitten, beginning the calcification process. Research into this effect is ongoing, as no form of venom or viral agents have been detected from this bite. However, this contact will initiate a rapid change in cellular structure in the bitten subject. The outer skin tissues will begin a rapid calcification, growing very dense and inflexible over several.
Right. So the eye contact is what causes the paralysis, but the bite of the actual creature itself is what causes the stone effect, turning to stone. Or in this case, it's the body parts calcify, but it goes along the same lines.
Several minutes. This will extend from the point of contact outward across the body and can calcify a human being in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Subjects recovering from paralysis mid-calcification report the feeling as extremely painful, with a burning numbness in fully calcified areas. This calcification extends approximately 3 centimeters into the body, leaving most internal tissues undisturbed. Calcification does not appear to affect the eyes.
Right, so it only really affects the outside. Whilst the Cockatrice still needs something to, eat.
Mouth, nose, or other major...
If it did the full calcification, there wouldn't really be any point, would there? Because it actually wants to eat its prey, and if it's full calcification, it can't eat that, can it?
Mucous membranes. There is no currently known way to reverse this process.
Oh,
Black Friday deal?
goodness sake. Don't want any ads. Haven't been off ever since the whole YouTube blocking ad blockers and stuff. Haven't been able to find one that actually counteracts that. It's annoying. Anyway, on with the video.
SCP-1013 will peck through the outer layer of hardened flesh and begin to consume tissues from the inside, burrowing deep into the body as flesh is consumed. SCP-1013 has a voracious appetite and will consume nearly twice its body weight at each feeding. SCP-1013 will only consume living tissue and will ignore dead or decomposing flesh. SCP-1013 has been noted to use natural body openings, primarily mouth and eyes, when available, and is capable of compressing its body to fit into very small openings.
Oh. That's weird. Oh, that's disgusting.
Prey items often die from blood loss or massive internal damage before feeding is complete, leaving the remainder of tissues to decompose within the calcified tissue. This outer tissue will slowly break down, causing large sections to crack and fall free. This will expose muscle and internal tissues, which are then often predated upon by SCP-1013. SCP-1013 will sometimes wait for this process to begin before feeding.
Weird.
Addendum. Recovery notes. SCP-1013 was recovered in Egypt near a former facility. Due to this proximity and the lack of additional SCP-1013 anywhere in the surrounding area, it is theorized that SCP-1013 may be an engineered organism.
Engineered organism. So, I think that it's artificial that, you know, someone created this thing. I mean, it seems to imply that, the fact that it's got bird and lizard DNA.
SCP-1013 had calcified several animals and 2 shepherds and had been observed on multiple occasions. Recovery was achieved with only 1 death, Agent, proving much of our initial information on the calcification process. Local communities dismissed the incident with no involvement from agents.
Interesting. Local communities dismissed the incident. What could that mean? As far as we know, this thing, the Cockatrice, doesn't have any, you know, mimetic qualities. I think that's what it means. Making people unaware of its presence, or they are aware, but they, because of the qualities, it actively ignores them. But it's in the description. It didn't say that, did it? Weird. Maybe they thought it was just natural. Or said it was an engineered organism. Maybe they dismissed it because they were the ones who created it in the first place. So no wonder why they dismissed it. That would make sense.
Notes on behavior. SCP-1013 is somewhat similar to a spider and will paralyze and calcify subjects even when not hungry, presumably to keep them for later. This was observed during breach incident.
Cold storage, if you will.
11 hour. See attached documentation. When SCP-1013 calcified 20 members of staff. SCP-1013.
Damn. That's a lot. It's poor people.
Is also very aggressive and will attempt to stare down and bite any subject that enters the containment area. The neck frill is an amazing adaptation. It lifts abruptly with a loud snapping sound and oftentimes causes subjects to look directly at SCP-1013.
Well, that makes sense. Right, so it makes a loud noise, and the human instinct to look towards potential sources of danger, and of course, in this case, will be invariably fatal, as they will no doubt end up accidentally looking into the eyes of SCP-1013, which of course won't lead to anything good, as we've already already discussed in the earlier parts of the document.
SCP-1013 seems to have a range of about 54 meters for its stare, and appears to need direct eye contact to work. SCP-1013 appears to only paralyze one subject at a time, but can attack multiple subjects in rapid succession. SCP-1013 appears to be immune to its own stare, reacting with basic aggression to reflections.
Oh, okay. So it couldn't just use a mirror to you know what I mean. It's not like Medusa, who is vulnerable to her own stare.
SCP-1013 feeds primarily on mammals, attacking animals such as fish, birds, or insects only when near starving. SCP-1013 exhibits a preference for soft tissues, eating the eyes and tongue first whenever possible. Notes on reproduction. Level 2 clearance required. Ongoing testing into the feeding habits of SCP-1013 have been partially successful. Questions were raised regarding the near-constant feeding exhibited by SCP-1013, which is highly irregular for a reptile.
Yeah, it's pretty
It was
weird.
initially theorized that the paralysis and calcification process were metabolically taxing to SCP-1013, requiring enormous amounts of food to fuel the process.
Yeah, it's got a higher metabolism there, and it obviously needs to keep up the calorie intake.
It is now apparent that members of SCP-1013 are hermaphroditic and appear to reproduce in a way similar to budding or basic cellular division.
And plants are hermaphrodites, we didn't know.
SCP-1013 will ingest massive amounts of tissue, increasing its body mass rapidly. This mass will then begin to form cyst-like structures in the tail section, each of which contains a juvenile SCP-1013.
That's
the process
weird.
by which this occurs is currently under investigation. After 48 hours, juvenile SCP-1013 will forcibly exit the parent body. Parent SCP-1013 will typically release spawn within calcified prey. Juvenile SCP-1013 exhibit no feeding preference and will consume any biological material, living or dead.
So the babies don't really have any feeding preference.
SCP-1013 do not engage in cannibalism and will exit the calcified remains once food has been exhausted. Juvenile SCP-1013 will seek out cool, dark places and begin rapid molting, doubling in size every 6 hours until reaching full adult size.
Damn. Doubling in size every 6 hours.
New adult SCP-1013 will quickly establish territories and begin the feeding or spawning cycle again. Juvenile SCP-1013 seek out areas such as ventilation shafts, plumbing, or discarded clothing or shoes in which to molt and grow. Disturbing a juvenile during this period will always provoke a sustained attack.
Black Friday.
Oh, go away. Yeah, it's very interesting.
This sequence of behavior was discovered after a lockdown event in site, resulting from failure. Recovery teams found the site to be infested with SCP-1013, with over 1,000 individuals being reported and destroyed.
1,000? Damn, bro.
Sterilization took 8 weeks and resulted in multiple staff deaths. Research into the control of the rampant reproductive cycle with the goal of eventual bioweapon designation is ongoing. This concludes today's lecture. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Thank you. Right. This article is written by Dr. Gears. All the links are in the description of the original video. I'll of course include those links in my video, so you can check out the original article for yourself. And also at the time of actually recording this video, I haven't looked at the links myself. But of course, any in the description of this video will be put into my video. Right, so I'm not sure. This is just patrons. Yeah.
I would like to give a special thank you.
Yeah, okay, those are just patrons. Okay. Guys, that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Also, make sure to subscribe to TheVolgun as well and like the original video to show your support. Yeah, and also, as I said, I will include any links in the description of my video as well. So if you want to check it out for yourself, then you can do so down in the description. Without further ado, I'm gonna head off now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.